The Culling Game Part 2 begins with Chapter 181. This chapter is not just the conclusion of Yuta's battle, but it also foreshadows Sukuna's terrifying power and set up Hakari's upcoming legendary fight. So let's take a look at everything that happens in Chapter 181. Part 1. Uro's warning about Sukuna. The chapter begins with Yuta Okkotsu, who has already defeated almost every powerful curse user in the Sendai Colony. The only two opponents left lying defeated in front of him are Takako Uro and Ru Ishigori. Yuta first walks over to Takako Uro. Looking at him, Uro says, "You are strong, Yuta, but even your strength has its limits." She said this while thinking about Sukuna. Uro explained that there are sorcerers whose power is comparable to a natural disaster. Their only purpose is to destroy everyone who stand in their way. This dialogue gives us an important hint about how terrifying Prime Sukuna truly was. Even experienced sorcerers who live in the past feared him. Uro herself had witnessed Sukuna's overwhelming power, which is why she indirectly warns Yuta that no matter how talented he is, everyone has limit when facing Sukuna. Part 2. The conversation between Yuta and Ryu. After that, Yuta approaches Ryu Ishigori. Surprisingly, Ryu looks completely calm. He tells Yuta that all he ever wanted in life was a battle that could truly satisfy him, and fighting Yuta finally fulfilled that wish. Then Ryu noticed that Yuta didn't kill either him or Uro. Instead, he chose to spare both of their lives. Ryu comments that in the world of the Jujutsu, everyone only wants to kill one another, but Yuta is different because that he calls Yuta a soft-hearted person. Ryu then asks why Uro seemed so angry with him. Yuta explains that Uro hates people who are naturally gifted because she believes they are born with talent, while others have to struggle for everything. After that, Yuta asks Ryu to give him his Culling Game points. At first, Ryu is confused because the rules of Culling Game originally didn't allow to players to transfer points. However, Kogane suddenly appears and announces that a new rule has been added, allowing players to transfer their points to others. At that moment, Ryu finally understands why Yuta spared both him and Uro. If Yuta had killed them, he would have earned their points anyway. But Yuta refuses to take lives unnecessarily. Because of this, Ryu gains even greater respect for Yuta and transfer all of his points to him. As a result, Yuta total reaches 200 points, officially complete his mission in the Sendai Colony. Part 3. The introduction of Charles Burnett. The story then shifts to Tokyo number 2 Colony. Here we are introduced to a brand new character named Charles Burnett. Charles is a manga artist whose dream to create something completely unique. However, no one is able to understand or appreciate his imagination. After facing constant rejection, he becomes increasingly frustrated and filled with anger. These negative emotions eventually awakened his cursed technique, leading him to participate in the Culling Game. Part 4. Charles Burnett vs Kinji Hakari. Soon after Kinji Hakari makes his entrance, Hakari sits across from Charles, while Charles began talking passionately about his manga and his dream becoming a great manga artist. However, Hakari couldn't care less about what Charles is saying. Instead, he mocks Charles and even calls him crazy. This deeply angers Charles, pushing him over the edge, and with that, the next major battle of the Culling Game, Charles Burnett vs Kinji Hakari, is about to begin. And that's where Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 181 comes to an end. If you want to continue following every chapter of the Culling Game with complete explanation, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.